Look at there. We're already on episode number 2. It seems like the year's just flying by. Welcome, welcome. I did come up with an official name for this thing, and I'm just going to call it I Almost Didn't Post This. I almost didn't post this. I think that's what we're calling it at this point. Let me go to I almost didn't post this. So, welcome back. First of all, thanks for I did not think the response to episode 1 would happen like it did. And it just made me believe more that we're all going through the same shit. Every one of us is out here doing the best we can. And that's all we can do, is doing the best we can. Thanks for tuning in. Week number 2, we've got a name, we've got an email. Shoot me an email if you've got a life situation that you're going through, and maybe you need some help. Maybe you want my input for some odd reason. Shoot me an email. I almost didn't post this at gmail.com. And we may or may not talk about it. We may or may not talk about it. But the response to episode 1, tons of comments. That's probably the best performing YouTube video I've had in a couple years. But I've also been gone, so it is what it is. Let me just get into something real quick. I hate the internet. It's not that I hate the internet. More or less, I hate social media. And let me just give you a few examples of why I hate social media. Earlier this week, Fox Sports 1, FS1, the network, sports network, it came out that there had been like 2 scandals, 2 of them. One with Skip Bayless, one with Joy Taylor. And I'm seeing stuff about it on the internet. I hop on Facebook like I do basically every day. And somebody that I don't know, it's a follower, I'm sure from YouTube or just the internet DJ community. We like to add friends. Like we like to add people because they're our friends, but they're not really our friends. But then when you disagree with these people who aren't really your friends, they want to make you feel like the bad guy. So I hop on the internet, I see this post, and basically the post says, I'm hearing talks that Joy Taylor basically slept her way to the top. And if that's the case, I lose all respect that I had for her. That's what the post says. And that shit makes me roll my eyes so hard. But I didn't say anything on the post, and maybe I'm the coward. You guys will have to let me know. I don't know. I didn't say anything on the post, but what I did do is I screenshotted that thing, and then I uploaded it to Threads, which is basically the Twitter version of Facebook or whatever. I don't know. Facebook, Instagram, it's like a combination. But Threads in itself is either rage bait, or what I like to do is air out my grievances. That is my one spot where nobody really follows me there. So that's my spot to like air out my grievances. Somehow this guy finds the post, and it's probably because like there is no internet anonymity anymore. That shit is gone. But I get a Facebook message like 3 days. Let me back up. So I put it on Threads, and I said, this is an example of why I hate the internet. Number 1, who cares, man? If you think people aren't out here doing slimy shit to get advanced in their careers, you have lost your mind. You have lost your mind. If you don't think the VP of Fortune 500 company, insert whatever, and I don't know, some other person isn't doing some slimy shit to get ahead, you, my friend, are naive. You're naive. Who cares? Who cares? Now, and we're talking about a reporter on television. We're not talking about a doctor or a lawyer or a major accountant. Like, the skills that you need for the job are A, you need to be somewhat attractive. B, you need to have some sort of take on sports. C, you need to be attractive. Like, that's how people get on TV. And I'm not saying that's it, but find me legit, find me an ugly person on TV. It will not happen. Everyone that's on TV on a national network, I'm going to go on record and say they are a 7 or better. Like, and that's me being honest. So, all right, Mr. Internet guy, you lost respect for her because she slept her way to the top. So A, who cares? B, the way he phrased it, I just didn't really like. It made me roll my eyes. You live in northern Iowa, but you are hearing talks of this happening. Who are your sources? Who are your sources? And maybe I was having a bad day. I don't know. But like that whole thing kind of it just made me go, ugh. Just made me. Anyway, I get a message from the guy and it says, hey, I expected better out of you for you go and screenshot my post. And I took his name out of it. I took his name. I took his profile picture out of it because, again, I appreciate a little internet anonymity. How are you going to take my post, take my picture and my name out of it, and then come up with these stupid remarks? And it's like, look, dude, I don't want any smoke with anybody. A, I don't know you. B, go back and look at my threads. My threads is literally me airing my grievances. That's it. C, I don't know you. Like, bro, this is the internet. This is the internet. Why are you shooting me a message? Because I think your opinion is dumb. And you know what? Maybe kudos to the guy for calling me out. I don't care. But it's like, dude, that opinion that you had was dumb. And I'll just, he shot me a message and I nicely also told him that opinion was dumb. Anyway, today I'm drinking on, what is this called? Fireman's Blend. It's some sort of espresso roast. So I spend way too much money on coffee. Bought an espresso machine, or I got an espresso machine from my sister for Christmas last year. It's okay. Definitely going to be upgrading soon. So I'm giving my own try to making my own espresso at home. This is a latte, Fireman's Blend, splash of vanilla, splash of chai tea, It's 5 o'clock in the morning. Like, it just wakes you up and it's like getting a warm hug from your mom. That's reason number one of why I hate the internet. Reason number two, maybe I don't hate the internet. Maybe I hate social media. Let's backtrack again. Let's go back to threads. Not a lot of people on there, but everybody seems to be the expert. Everybody's an expert on the internet these days. I had to let one of my guys go who does a lot of my web-based stuff. And I put out a post looking for a social media expert or not. No. I just want to bring up what I said. And that way you guys can take it or leave it on how you would, how you're going to interpret this thing. But here's what I said. Are there any SEO experts on here? Your man needs help, not free help, indicating that I understand a professional costs money. I'm not out here trying to be cheap, but I need some help. I need some help. I've never gotten I've gotten 3 replies on threads in the entirety of my threads page. I've gotten 3 replies. All of a sudden, this thing gets 200 replies. all bots just spamming the post. Now, again, it's partially on me because I understand how the internet works. But the thing that just takes it over the edge, about an hour later, I get a text message. Hey, is this John Simmons? Well, I'll be damned, it is John Simmons. How can I help you? Instantly, like almost an instant response. This is Tim with Web Pros based out of New York. I saw your post on Facebook. Hey, first of all, you're a freaking bot because I didn't post on Facebook. I didn't post on Facebook. But somehow the crawling that you have done notifies you when you see a post of somebody needing SEO, and you go on you go on George Bush's internet and find my cell phone number and shoot me a text message, then try to call me like I'm your friend. I don't know if you know this, but that shit and maybe if I'm getting too riled up at 5 a.m. But this, like I said, this is therapy. This is therapy. But the fastest way for you not to be a customer, or for me not to be your customer, is for you to go on the internet and find my number and call me. Y'all remember the days of YouTube? Don't call me. That shit's weird. I don't know you. You're not saved in my phone. Like, it's something else to get a call from, like, even from a YouTube person. It's interesting to get those phone calls from people that you don't know and say, hey, I found your video on the internet. It's super helpful. I've got a problem. Could you help? Like, I'm flattered, but again, it's a little weird. It's a little weird. But it's something totally else for a random stranger to put a post needing help on the internet. And then you find said stranger because you think there's $1 to be made. You find their contact information and you call them up. And I didn't just get one. I got maybe 3 or 4 before I took that post down. Because again, that's the fastest way for me to not be your customer. I open the door when I'm ready. And if I'm not ready, don't just fucking beat on the door. I need to calm down. I'm going to have a heart attack. Maybe I'm too high strung. If I'm too high strung, y'all tell me in the comments. Tell me in the comments. Write me an email. I almost didn't post this at gmail.com. Third reason why I hate the internet. And this may be the most impactful one. Again, let's go back to Facebook. And I think this comment may have been made on Instagram. I don't know. Like, you post something to Instagram and instantly it can go everywhere. I don't remember where I posted it, but I remember the context of what I posted. And it was pictures. So we got some snow in Arkansas. It snows once, maybe twice a year. But we don't live in a super winter climate. It just doesn't happen. And you know, the state is freaking out on Tuesday. There's a possibility we might get some snow. Now they're saying it's like 5 to 6 inches of snow. It makes all of us feel like the little kid waiting on a snow day. And it was magical. It was great. Woke up. Went to bed probably 1 o'clock in the morning, out here walking towards the house, wake up and it's just a winter wonderland. Go to bed, it's kind of falling, but like, you don't know if it's going to stick. The anticipation is killing me because here I am thinking, oh shit, we're about to have a snow day. Wife's going to stay at home. I just get to play with my kids in the snow. It's going to be great. When I went to bed, I wasn't sure if it was actually going to happen. And then I woke up and the snow was, it was beautiful. It was great. I think we may have got like 6, 7, 8 inches of snow. I don't know, but enough to basically shut down the state for 3, 4 days. I mean, it snowed on Thursday, Friday. Let's see, it snowed on Thursday. It is now Sunday, of course. And I don't know if the kids will go to school on like Tuesday. That's how much it impacts our area. Post something on Instagram, pictures of me in the snow playing with my kids. It's great. And then there's got to be one person who says, if you think that's a bunch of snow, you should come up to the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. That is nothing compared to what we get up there. I know our little piddly 6 inches of sleet, snow, ice, what I know it doesn't compare to other parts of the world. I am an adult again. What makes who writes that dumb I know what a lot of snow is, dude. I choose to live here because this is where I live. I don't want to go up there and get 2, 3, 4 feet of snow in a week. That's not what I want to do. But what I think is an inappropriate response to a man playing in the snow with his family is, that's not snow, you should come up here. No, sir. You need to get a grip and just let people. I don't know. Maybe I'm wound too tight. Again, let me know in the comments. I don't know. But again, this is what y'all signed up for. You didn't have to come back, but I'm glad you're here. How many early risers do we have? I've been an early riser all my life up until, it's funny, you have kids and then you want to sleep in, but those kids don't give you that opportunity. I've been an early riser for as long as I can remember. And now that I have children and I want to sleep into not even 7:30. I'll take 7 o'clock. But these little kids just wake up at like 6:20, ready to go. I haven't had my coffee, and these kids they're turned up to 11. And I know my mom wanted to beat my ass when I woke up Saturday at 6 o'clock, wanting some cereal, wanting something to drink. And here I am. It's funny how life comes full circle, because I'm battling those same demons right now. I love my kids, but man, I would love it a little bit more. Their mom would too, make no mistake. If they just slept till 7:30, man, the fun that could be had in my sleep. But early risers, I feel like I get more done in the morning than I do at nighttime. I'm here in my office. Of course, this is where I record it. I'm in the office, but I'm in here. If there's 24 hours a day, I'm in here generally 16 to 20, somewhere in there. I'm in here. When I come in here at nighttime, it's more of a, hey, grab a drink, work at your leisure. I'm working, but I'm not really working. I'm kind of half playing. And I've got so many distractions in here. I mean, I could DJ behind me. I got the gaming set up. I could play drums. There's so many distractions. But I come in here at nighttime after I put the kids to bed, and it's more like it turns into the man cave, not necessarily a place to do work. But what I'm finding now, to really jumpstart the day, 4 o'clock, I'm up. 4:15, I'm in this chair. And, my wife goes to work. She leaves at 5:30. So by 5:30, I've gone through my email. I'm checking, all of the important stuff is taken care of. I'm kind of priming myself for the day, and then point the gun and shoot once. That was a bad analogy. I don't know how I can recover from that. But anyway, by the time 5:30 gets here, the kids are hopefully still asleep, not for much longer, if I'm being honest. But Kids are still asleep. I'm back in the house making my coffee. I'll take a shower, and then by 6:05 when those kids wake up, we're ready to go. We're ready to go, drop them off, come back here. I know what I need to do when I need to do it. But being an early riser at 35 is so much more difficult than being an early riser at 25. And I get it now. That's when they say grind in your 20s, they mean that because you won't have the ability to wake up the same way in your 30s. But man, early risers, if you get up, tell me what time you get up in the chat, please. I'm curious to know. Actually, tell me what time you go to sleep and then tell me what time you wake up. I'm genuinely curious. Genuinely curious. Coffee's hitting this morning. Hitting. Success is I don't even know how to interpret what success is. On the last episode, everybody said, John, or the mass majority of people have congratulated me on success and, praising me for the work that I've done. A, I don't do it by myself, but B, let's peel back that onion a little bit and let's really take a look at what is success. I don't know. I'm still trying to find it. I realize I've caught a little bit of what I would consider success on my journey because I'm not done and I've got a long way to go. Of the stuff that I want to do literally sounds like crazy town. I was telling a friend of mine the other day, I'm going to do Coachella. One of these days you will see my mug posted up from Coachella, doing something within the business. And to an outsider looking in, that sounds crazy. But again, if you work hard and you start to catch little moments of these successes, it doesn't sound so crazy. But to the outsider looking in, it sounds like I'm just making shit up. But the real question is what does success look like to you? To me, I thought it would be you're gonna get when you have money, you have succeeded. And let me tell you something. Money doesn't buy success. Money doesn't buy happiness. It's crazy. 15, 16 years ago, I was literally sleeping in the back of my Caprice Classic. Nowhere to go. And it's my own fault. I tell that story, yeah, I was homeless for a little bit. It's my own fault. If I would have told my mom, hey, I got nowhere to go, let me come post up at the house, she would have welcomed me with open arms. Because that's what parents do. But I thought I was going to figure it out. I couldn't figure it out. Living situation got rough. And I just said, screw it. I'll sleep in the back of this car. And I did. Went to the gym to take a shower. Slept in the car. I have eaten a hotel continental breakfast for free. But it wasn't that, my homelessness was not, it sounds crazy, but I didn't have a place to go. So technically I was homeless. Yes. I lived that life for about 4 weeks. And then I realized I'm an idiot. And I told my mom I'm coming home. This is while I was in college. But at that time, if you would have asked me, John, what does success equal? I would have told you $5,000 in my bank account. That's what success, if I could have $5,000, right now, that would fix every one of my problems. I thought the same thing up until probably 5-6 years ago. I thought money equaled success. And then I started making good money, or at least the company did. And I found out really quickly that dollars don't equate to success. Generally, it brings on more headache. I have made last year, I made more money than I ever have. ever have. And if we could rewind the tape and not make half of the money that we made last year, not even make half, and take away the stress, I would 100, like, it's not even close how quickly I would say, you know what, y'all can have the money. I'd rather be chill and happy. But again, once you start pushing the ball up the hill, and that ball, what was a tennis ball now is the size of a basketball, and then an exercise ball. Like, once that ball gets started, it's tough. It's tough. So trying to figure out, I think everybody has their own version of what success looks like. My version just it's a little fuzzy right now. Because in some ways I have had some success, like business. Yes, I have had a little bit of success. Family. Yes, I am changing the trajectory of my family tree. I don't raise my children in a broken home. I'm not coming down on anybody who may be separated or split up, or like, I'm not coming down on you. But for me, that was one of those things I'm super prideful about. I grew up in a broken home. I know what it feels like. It sucks. And I knew I didn't want to do that to my kids. So like, I've had success with. Finding an SEO expert, I'm kidding. But I have not had success with that. So again, this is a two-way conversation. Let me know what your version of success looks like. A lot of people just want to be happy. Yeah, I get that. But like, they say money can't buy happiness. It can't. But it can really ease the blow of being poor. So money's a necessity, but money doesn't complete the package. If that makes any sense. I was also surprised by the number of people in the first episode, in the comments, in the chat, who told me that I should, these are a couple things I don't like to talk about because everybody has a differing opinion, but I'm gonna crack the egg in hopes that it answers someone's questions out there. I don't know. And maybe even opens up some new dialogue that we would not normally otherwise talk about on this channel. And that's faith. Whether you're a Christian or Muslim or Catholic, or I don't know. But I was surprised at the amount of people who told me that I should be relying on my faith to get me through this tumultuous thing that we call life. And I'll be honest. I am what most people would consider to be a believer in Christ or God or Sky Daddy. Like I am, from the outsider's perspective, what most would consider to be a believer. The thing, and don't freaking come at me. These are my opinions. They're not the opinions of my employer. They kind of are, because I am the employer. But like, it's okay to disagree with me, and we can still be friends. But I'll say the older that I've gotten, the more I would still consider myself a believer. The older that I get, the more questions I have. And I feel like that's probably natural. I feel like everybody goes through these same things. Like, and all of the seasoned people out there listening, you guys are probably just sitting back and laughing because you've probably understanding things comes with gaining wisdom. Generally, gaining wisdom comes with age. So I'm still pretty young in this thing. But again, the older I get, the more questions I have, and the more stuff just, I'm not gonna say doesn't make sense, but it's like Santa Claus, and I'm not. Y'all are gonna get me kicked off the internet. My kids still believe in Santa. They're 4 years old and 1 years old, fixing to be 5 and 2. They believe in Santa Claus because we allow them to. It's fun. Um, it's a part of the magic that is Christmas. Um, but at some point, like even Roman now, who's fixing to be 5, he's like, man, you're telling me that this guy went to, like, we got family all over the country. You're telling me in one night, we went to Texas. We went to Texas a week ago. You want to tell me that this dude went from Texas to Florida to Afghanistan, Australia, China, Louisiana, Canada, one night? You're telling me that's like, and the older he's gotten, like the harder it is to explain, to keep the thing going. At some point, you probably should just tell your kids, like, look, bro, but you don't want to be that guy. I'm not trying to rain on anybody's parade. If he's got a smither of belief that Santa Claus is real, then I'm gonna go along with it. I kind of have that same relationship with God right now. I said it. This may be the last episode. The title is so fitting because the more I talk, the more I believe this is actually going to get posted. But again, I'm trying my best just to be a good person. But the older I get, the more questions that I have. Now, I will say, without a shadow of a doubt, whether you believe in in one central thing or several other things, I'll tell you right now, the thing that messes up religion or even the talks about it, the things that mess it up so fast for people are people. People fuck it up. Before Roman was born, we were going to a church here in town, and I was a big part of said church. Quite a big part of said church. As the tech guy, I played in the band. Like I was considered a staff member, even though I wasn't paid anything. Not that it has anything to do with money, because it doesn't. But I was a staff member at this place. And it's so crazy. Roman was born like right in the brink of COVID. Like COVID's happening. I remember the day that we went to the hospital, the George Floyd thing. They were protesting in Little Rock. Like it was crazy town. The day that Roman came, the church that I was involved in, we had a parking lot service because you couldn't have anybody inside. Even here in Arkansas where we're a bunch of rednecks and like don't follow the rules, no services inside. So we had a parking lot service. I brought backline from the shop with a sound system, all the stuff to put it up. And I'm saying this only to let you know how I was invested in this place. Did it all for free and was happy to do so. Don't they tried to pay me and I said, I'm good. Like, no, man, let me just give you like $300. No. Take your money. I don't want it. I'm doing this because I want to be here. Cool. That was on a Saturday. Roman comes on Sunday, the next day. But let's back up and I'll leave with this. So we had a parking lot service. No. Did Roman come on a Friday? I forget the day of the week. Anyway, Savannah was at work. She got off work. It was a Saturday. She went to work on a Saturday. She got off work. She's texting me, hey, dude, this may be it. I have never felt this way before. Feels like contractions. We're new parents. She didn't know. I didn't know. But she's like, look, bro, this may be it. Parking lot service scheduled for that afternoon. I'm setting the stuff up, playing the drums. I let one of the people know, hey, I'm going to stick around for as long as I can. But at some point, I'm going to have to dip. It may be in the middle of practice. It may be while the service is happening. At some point, I'm going to have to leave. And that's exactly what happened. Like, I left that place at like 6:30, and I haven't been back since. Let me tell you why. So I'm pretty heavily involved, again, heavily involved with this place. And Roman comes on Saturday. And, you know, first time parent, we're getting the barrage of calls and texts, and it's almost overwhelming. Nobody can come to the hospital because it's COVID. Like, it's me and her and this baby, and that's it. And then we get home and still getting calls and people wanting to stop by and see the babe, like all of that. Meanwhile, I've been at this church for 6 years. I've heard nothing from anybody. I have heard nothing. And it doesn't, like, that's not even on the front of my brain at that point. But I just, I hear from people that go to the church. Hey man, congratulations, beautiful kid, blah, blah, blah. But like the staff of said church, nothing. A week goes by, nothing. 2 weeks goes by, nothing. And then I get a text message on Saturday, and it's from the pastor of said church. And I look down at my phone, and I see who it is, and I'm like, oh, it's finally time for, like, I'm not fishing for compliments, but like, again, if you're a staff member at a place, and there's only 5 staff people, 6 tops, you would expect the leader to send you a message congratulating you on your first child. Is it wrong for me to feel like I earned that? Maybe. But at the same time, I'm not changing my mind. Open up the phone, and it wasn't a congratulatory text at all. It was, hey, John, we're having a problem with our live stream. Can you come fix it? And that just made me lose faith in, like, and I know, like, being a Christian, having a relationship with God, it doesn't require a church. But like the church aspect of it, people are designed to let you down. They just are. Like, the older I get, the more I go through this thing called life, the more I realize people are just predestined to fail you. And I feel like in that moment of I don't even know, but in that moment, that church failed me. God doesn't fail people. The church has a way of just fucking it up. And I don't know. Maybe I'm speaking out of turn here. I don't know. I want to know your opinions. I want to know your thoughts. But yeah, that hurt my feelings so bad that I haven't been back. I have not been back. And I know some of you guys are going to say, well, that's on you, John. Go find a new church. They're not all like that. But that place left a stain so sour that for now, I'm good. And I don't know if that makes me a bad person or not. But that's where I am. Whoa, this got really deep on episode 2. But this is Sunday morning coffee. And I feel like this is not going to get posted. But I'm going to post it anyway because I genuinely value other people's opinions. So I would love to know your thoughts. Shoot me an email. If you've got something you're dealing with, let's see if we can't figure it out together. I almost didn't post this at gmail.com. It'll be in the description. I'm going to go contemplate whether or not to post this for the next 2 hours. Thanks for being here. Enjoy your Sunday.